Module 9 tackles about the media and information literate. And as a student, learning this topic is important for me. It helps me build and recognize my point of view about things that is happening around me. It improves my skills in thinking critically, and I think that as a citizen, it is my role to use this platform in a good way without criticizing people's opinion.
Proceeding to the next lesson, which is the lesson 10 entitled The People Media. With this, individuals act as information channels. Traditionally, folk media, writing, or manufacturing a media item had been the only options. Individuals had been enabled by the introduction of social media to not only make media artifacts, but also to provide feedback, edit, and add to media artifacts. This lesson gave us knowledge on what are the different characteristics of social media, which is mainly about individualized build profiles, connection, enable conversation, and provides tracking. In addition to that, we also learn on how media affects the individual and the society, and also the different roles of people in media and information. So to fully understand and engage with the topic, we are assigned to do a task, which is to identify or enumerate the advantages and disadvantages of social media in our lives. With this activity, it creates a strong working relationship with the whole group because of the fact that everyone is giving their own ideas regarding on what are their experiences in a given situation. We communicate well with each other, support and motivate each other's idea, and working cooperatively. Plus, this gave us a time to enhance our critical thinking on how the social media affect our daily lives. The last one we learned from this lesson is formats and example of social media, which by knowing these formats have a wide variety of classification made by different experts, though it will help us a lot to easily check the social media sites by their formats. This includes relationships or social network, microblogging, special interest network, media sharing, collaborative use, discussion forum, group buying or merchant sites, and virtual words.
Module 11, Text and Information Media. This module taught me how to identify the basic elements of a text-based presentation, how to evaluate those presentations, and create typography using design principles and elements. In this lesson, we created our own typography poster, and as we work on it, we used our knowledge about typefaces as well as the elements and principles that we learned. And when we needed to present our proposal, we used PACIA, which is a type of a presentation.
In this module, I learned to identify the different types of visual content. Aside from that, I was able to describe the purposes of visual media and information. And lastly, I produce and evaluate a creative, visual-based presentation using design principles and elements. In our activity, which is about infographics visual design, we created an infographic and I learned to apply the different visual design elements such as line, shape, value, texture, color, and form. And also, I learned to apply the different visual design principles such as consistency of margins, typeface, type style, and colors, and also center of interest, balance, harmony, contrast, directional movement, rhythm, and perspective.
In Module 13, entitled Audio Information and Media, we have learned how to identify the different types of audio content, how to describe the purposes of audio media and information, how to analyze the design principles and elements used in each audio media, and how to critique the effectiveness of audio information. Furthermore, for the activity that was about designing a podcast about any topic that involves social media use, we chose the topic entitled, Is Social Media Damaging Your Mental Health? This activity, we have learned the unintended consequences that social media is having on our mental health, the 4 common stressors of social media, the conclusion that social media doesn't have to damage your mental health, and we also learned how to create an effective podcast as a tool to raise awareness with regards to social media.
Module 14, the motion media and information. We learned a different aspect of motion media in here. It helps us to identify different types of producing a motion media. It also helps us how to create a perfect and a sequence animation. And in the activity, we made a review of one motion media. The title of the animation is Overcome. In this activity, we learned how to identify the audience, who are the author, what are the purpose of this video, key content, form, style, and the medium format that the author used. Learning how to identify these elements will benefit us to know a different aspect in one motion media.
Module 15, Manipulative Media and Information. In this module and activity, I have learned that the manipulative media and information varies depending on the inputs and outputs of the media. It affects the satisfaction of the users who use the websites and video games to interact. I have also learned the differences and similarities between different platforms of interactive social media. These social medias allow the users to play and enjoy with everyone through the help of internet. Some examples are social media, video games, 3D TV, and many more. We were also taught that there are different ways to interact through media, whether it be for educational, entertainment, shopping, and for searching news and information purposes. Lastly, with the help of this lesson, we can now fully understand and identify the different type of interactivity and their purposes. We know that the meaning of interactivity is that these are the helpful features and shortcuts for us to be able to easily interact with others through internet.
Our last lesson is multimedia, information, and media. With this lesson, my knowledge of multimedia expands that multimedia is a combination of many channels of communication, but it is not limited to text, visual, audio, and video. I also learned its design principles and elements. Moreover, it also gave me information about the advantages and limitations of multimedia. But above all that, we were able to showcase our talents, creativity, and perseverance due to the given works in media and information literacy.